Professor, could you explain PDCA cycle for me?
Sure. PDCA cycle is widely used as a management analysis tool. First, let me explain the PDS cycle. The PDS cycle is a traditional scientific management method which stands for Plan, Do, See. In other words, the PDS cycle represents planning, executing, and controlling for effectiveness and efficiency. Management refers to the process that individuals or organizations create and execute plans and control. Therefore, Plan, Do, See is a common flow in the management processes of all types of organizations, including businesses, governments, and nonprofit organizations. Of course, even individuals, when undertaking any task, first establish a plan, execute it, validate whether it was successful or not, and then, after making improvements if necessary, repeat the cycle of execution, validation, and improvement. By following the PDS cycle continuously, any task can be handled effectively and efficiently. This Plan, Do, See concept was applied to production and quality control by an American statistician named Schuhart in 1939. Schuhart modified it as specification, production, inspection to utilize as a scientific production and quality management technique, which is known as the Schuhart cycle. The Schuhart cycle was later revised to PDCA cycle by Edwards Deming in 1950 and used as a method for quality improvement. Currently, PDCA cycle is widely used as a common management technique. It is sometimes referred to as the Schuhart cycle, as Schuhart was the original creator, or as the Deming cycle, as it was systematized by Dr. Deming. The PDCA cycle implies that by continuously repeating the 4 stages Plan, Do, Check, and Act, any business can be effectively driven.
Ah, I see. PDCA cycle so beneficial. Could you elaborate on it in a more concrete manner so that it can be applied in real life?
Sure, I will explain the PDCA cycle more concretely. The first stage of PDCA is the plan stage, where you establish the plan. When you establish any plan, it should include the goals you want to achieve in the future. The goals should be set in a SMART manner. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Specifically, the goals should be defined clearly, measurable in numerical terms, achievable, realistically set, and time-bound with a set deadline and a step-by-step schedule to follow. In other words, setting goals simply as subjective and abstract ideals is not effective. Goals should be established based on the current situation, taking into consideration future objectives. I will explain the SMART goal setting method in more detail in another video about marketing goal lessons. The second stage is the Do stage, where you execute the plan. Every company has standardized its work processes to ensure that tasks are carried out according to established procedures. Therefore, employees should follow the already standardized work processes when executing their tasks. To do this, employees need to be trained and proficient in their work methods, and all work details should be recorded to enable objective evaluation later. Currently, all companies are carrying out their work systematically and scientifically. The third stage is the check stage, where you evaluate the results and each step of the process. In this stage, you examine whether the original plan was executed correctly and whether the goals were achieved. You also evaluate if there were any issues in each process. It can be seen as a stage where the work details recorded in the third stage are objectively assessed to evaluate how efficiently the work was conducted. The fourth stage is the Act stage, where you make improvements. In the Act stage, you reflect on the evaluation from the check stage to achieve the originally planned goals. This stage involves making modifications to areas that require improvement and further enhancing the areas that are performing well. While the work processes are carried out according to standardized procedures, The act stage involves modifying the processes. Additionally, it is necessary to investigate the root causes of any mistakes and take measures to prevent their recurrence rather than simply making modifications. Finally, let me tell you the precautions of the PDCA cycle. It is important to note that the PDCA process does not stop after completing one cycle, but it is repeated indefinitely. By repeatedly setting goals, executing them, checking and improving, the work processes, methods, and approaches gradually improve in a desirable direction. This iterative process is called the PDCA cycle. In summary, by continuously repeating the PDCA cycle, work processes, methods, and practices are significantly improved, resulting in new and improved products, enhanced quality, and cost savings. By providing customers with products that are better than the original ones, customer satisfaction increases significantly.
Professor, I have learned a lot from your explanation of the PDCA cycle today. Thank you so much.